components, right? So like route tables, routers, hubs, and modem, all these things, right? So first let me create the VPC. So I will show you the what are the networking components, in AWS. So we will see what are the components, what are the terminologies here. So I will show you that everything from scratch. So yeah, so this is a VPC here. So I will create a new network in the AWS cloud, and I will deploy and I will create the servers in the same VPC. Yeah, so I will create the VPC. Okay, this is the VPC console, and here if you go to the create option, so you can create a new VPC. Here I'm giving the VPC name as demo VPC, and so here I am choosing IPv4, and here I'm choosing the my network, right? So here VPC means I'm creating a network. So in this network, I'm choosing the IP addresses. How many IP addresses? What is the network size? How many servers we can host in that network, right? So I'm keeping as 10.96.0.0/16. So yeah, yesterday I discussed, right? So we will get around 65,000 IPs in this subnet in the network, right? So there's a one, and the tendency means the default and dedicated. Default means so whatever the resources, whatever the servers that we will provision, that we will create in this network, those hardwares will be shared. That hardwares will be shared um, to any other network as well. So dedicated means the hardwares will be the Amazon team. Amazon team will dedicatedly assign a hardware for your servers and all. So that's a default, and this is a dedicated. So we will go for default thing, and so the dedicated will get more cost, but default will be the lesser cost. And yeah, these are the basic things we need to do. Just VPC cider we need to choose, and the name of the VPC. And if you want to tags, you can add any tags for your identity, and we will create this VPC. Yeah, so once you create the VPC, so you can see this is a default VPC, right? So for the default VPC, they have created it will create automatically the VPC's route table. It will create automatically the VPC route table, and this is a network ACL. So I will show you what is a route table and what is network ACL. Yeah, so this is a VPC. So this is a complete network. So even earlier we discussed, right? This is a network, this is a VPC. So inside this VPC, so we will create two subnets. We will create a subnet. So if you want, so we are dividing that main network into subnetworks, and we are creating the two different subnets here. So I will explain you what is the purpose of subnets when we go to the subnets. For time being, just understand the concepts, the terminologies. So NACL means Network Access Control List. Okay. So yeah, before that, I will create the things. Or I will create the subnets and all. Then I will come to the theoretical things. Even I explained what is subnet and all, why we need subnets and all. Just I will create the things manually. Then we will see that. So go to subnets here and the subnets folder. Yeah, before that we will see the internet gateway, right? So internet gateway means, so to our network, if you want to connect from our network, if we want to connect to the outside internet, we should require a internet gateway, right? Then only we can communicate from our network to the outside world. So first we need to create a internet gateway, and we should attach that internet gateway to the VPC, right? Yeah, let's see internet gateways. Yeah, by default we can see, by default these are, we will get a default when we create AWS account. You will get a default VPC, you will get default internet gateways, okay? But as I said earlier, so we can attach only, only if we have only one internet gateway, we can attach it to only one VPC, okay? So we have two VPCs, right? I have created one more VPC, right? So for that VPC, if you want internet gateway, we need to create a new internet gateway. So go to new internet gateway, and give the naming like demo IGW, demo internet gateway, and create that. So now my internet gateway is created. This is the first one is the default one, and when we create AWS account, it will get assigned automatically. Here I created the new one, the new internet gateway. So far the state is, the it is attached, it is attached to the default VPC, okay? But we have created the new one, right? So it is detached, and we need to attach this internet gateway to the VPC, right? So then only we can, if you attach the internet gateway to the VPC, then only the communication, we can interact to the internet, right? So suppose here we connected to the AWS console using internet. If I turn off my internet, I cannot able to connect, right? So in the same manner, this network requires internet gateway, and we created the internet gateway here, and we are going to attach that internet gateway to the our VPC. So click on this internet gateway, choose this checkbox, and go to the actions and attach to the VPC. Okay. So here, if you look at here the VPC that we have created. Okay, just choose the VPC that we created newly, and attach the internet gateway. Okay. So now this internet gateway is state is attached, and it is attached to the our new VPC. So so that now we are able to connect to the internet from we can even from internet we can connect to our VPC servers, our VPC resources. Okay, this is the internet gateway. Now let's see the subnets. Let's see the subnets and how we can create a subnet. I explained earlier why we need subnets, right? So if you take one company, they will have different teams like accounts team, and there could be software team, or any different teams will be there, right? So take it like that. So in a company, if you want to maintain your suppose if employees details, like account teams details in one subnet, and other engineering team in other subnet, right? So if you want to maintain the different applications individually, so we will create a subnet so that we will get clear idea. So VPC means it's a complete big network, right? So if you host everything in the same network, that will be clumsy, and there is no much clear things, and where you are deploying your application, and you cannot maintain and you cannot track your servers. So if you maintain a different subnets, so that if you choose this subnet, okay, we can identify that, okay, this is the accounts team subnet. If you choose this, okay, this is the testing team subnet. Or if you choose another subnet, so this is a DevOps team subnet. So likewise we can segregate the subnets, and we can deploy in the respective subnets. So I will show you how we can create a subnets. Yeah, so everything under the VPC console. So go to navigate to the subnets here. So under your VPC, you can see the subnets. Go to subnets, Okay, so these are some of the default subnets when you create your AWS account. These all created in the default subnet. You can see the VPCs, the default VPC subnets. It will create by default. So here choose the create subnet option, and and which VPC in which network you want to create that subnet. So we want to create the subnet in our demo VPC. So just choose the VPC, which VPC you want to create the subnets. Okay. Okay. This is the VPC here. Yeah. Just give the name of the subnet. So I will give you the demo public subnet. Public subnet. Right? And here, right, I explained earlier like the availability zones. Okay, so here if you choose, we are in North Virginia region. In North Virginia region, they have, I think, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, around five. They have around five availability zones. Five availability zones means they have five data centers. They have five data centers in the same North Virginia region. So they will this will be the different regions they might host in the same country, right? So they are having different regions. So we can choose any subnet you want, any region, any availability zone if you want, you can choose. And yeah, so here we are getting the same thing here. Even you can choose any other subnet, any other availability zone as well, you will get it. Okay, and here the IPv4 cider block, right? So here what we are doing, we are creating a subnet. This is a subnet, right? This is a subnet from this main VPC. So we need to divide this main VPC, main network, into subnetworks. So here the VPC range is 10.96.0.0/16. We need to divide it into the two subnets. So okay, so now in the 64,000 IPs there, right? So I will create a subnet for like 1,000 IPs, or 250 IPs, so that yeah, I will show you. Yesterday I showed you, right, how we can split the subnet. We can split the network into subnets. So our network range is 10.96.0.0. So here, right, so here I'm having 65,000 IPs. So I'm trying to divide, I'm trying to divide this subnet, this network into multiple. So here you will see the divide option. So if you divide this, yeah, here you can see 32,000 IPs. Okay, so now we divided into the two. Even I don't want 32,000 IPs in one single subnet. Even I want to divide furthermore, right? So I will divide this. So you will get 16,000. Even I want to divide this 16 into multiple. The same manner. So I want to divide up to, I don't want to keep, suppose if I take one subnet, I don't want more than 254 servers, right? So I divided it to up to 250 servers. So here, if you look at here, the IP we got is 10.96.0.0./24, right? So here /24 means you will get around 254. Okay, I think that calculation I already showed you. Okay, I will show once again. Right, 2 to the power of 32 minus 24. So here 32 is the last range for IPv4, right? So 2 to the power of 32 minus 24 means it will come under 24. It will come out 2 to the power of 8 IPs around. So we will get the IPs of 256, 254 IPs. Okay. So these many IPs we will get it, and so we can deploy the servers up to 250, 254 servers. Right. So I'm taking this, I'm dividing my network. This is my network. I'm dividing this network into subnets. So one of the subnet range is 10.96.0.0/24. So I'm giving that thing here. So here it is asking for the what is a subnet range. Here I'm giving 10.96.0.0/24. Okay. So this is a subnet I'm creating. Okay, just I'm just to, if you want you can add tags. Just create the subnet. Here I have created a subnet here, right? I have created a subnet with the range of 10.96.0.0/24. So if you look at here, it got available IP addresses are 251 we have got. So the rest of the three IPs will get allocated for the starting gateway IPs, and for identification of the network. All these things will get assigned for that. So if you look at here, the usable IPs, the range of IPs, zero for the first and the second will get assigned to identify the subnet. Yeah, don't go deeply for this. Just remember. So just keep in mind, like, so we are dividing a main network into subnet. So this is a subnet we taken, and we created a subnet actually here. Okay. So now here we have created a subnet here, and we have created a internet gateway, and we have created the VPC. Now the pending thing is the route table, right? So even I explained that the purpose of route table is, so we are receiving the traffic from outside the internet, right? So when we receive the traffic from outside the internet, when the request comes to the your VPC, it will have the route table, right? The route table will have the routing entries of your subnets. Suppose we created this subnet, right? The subnet range is, so this is the range of subnet. If any request comes to this subnet, this route table will route the traffic to this subnet. Okay, because this subnet details will get they get the entry in the route tables, right? So that's the purpose we use a route table. It's like a identification. It's like a indicator. Like, so when you are walking on the road, so you will get the indication boards, right? So the distance and the roads, everything will be there, right? It's the same manner. It's a route table works here, and instead of the name of the towns and cities, it will have the IP address of subnets. Okay, so we will create this route table. Yeah, go to, yeah, is there anything, is there any doubt so far? Is it fine? Regarding this VPC and internet gateway and subnet creation, is there any doubt why we need to create internet gateway, why need to create subnet, and why we need route table? I hope everyone is clear. If you have anything, just let me know. Yeah, I will go to the route tables, and we will see if any queries later. Yeah, here in the subnet, under subnet, you can see the route tables, right? So choose the route table and create a route table. And the route table name, I will take it as demo public route table. And so I'm creating a route table, and I want this route table for the my demo VPC. right? So you cannot attach a row table from this VPC to another VPC. So what are the resource that we create for a particular VPC, that we can use only within that VPC. So we cannot associate that to the any other VPCs. So just choose a VPC, in which VPC, for which VPC you need to create a route table. Just choose a VPC which we created, that is demo VPC. Okay, and just create that. So in order to make any entries, just create a VPC and just choose the name of the VPC and create the route table. All right. Just I have created a route table, and go to the route tables. You will see the default route tables when we create a subnets or VPC. So you will get the default route tables. So here I created my own route table, right? So if you choose this route table, here you can see the routes. Routes means, so here you can see routes. If you edit, you can see edit these routes. Okay, so 10.96.0.0/16. Okay, this is the destination, and this is the target. Okay, the meaning for this, what is this meaning, the destination, and what is this target, right? So I explained you, right, what is the purpose of this route table. The purpose of route table is, it will have the entry, like where the, if any request comes, how the traffic should go, how the traffic should get routed, right? How the, if this for this subnet or for this subnet, if you restrict the access here, so you cannot access this subnet. So here we have given 10.96.0.0/16, right? uh, this is the destination, and even this is for internal communication. This is our main network, right? When we created the VPC, this is the VPC's cider. If you go to your VPC, this is my VPC cider. So what this route table is stating, right? So for internal communication, the local, so the communication will get allowed automatically in the VPC, right? So if any route table has this entry, this is a main subnet, this is a main VPC cider means. So we are giving the rule, like for this route table, right? So inside the, if you have 100 subnets, if you have 1,000 subnets, what it does, so within a VPC, okay, the resources will get communicated automatically among, from this subnet to this subnet. The communication will be there automatically when we keep the destination as 10.96. Local means the communication will happen internally within this cider. Okay, but we need to communicate to the internet as well, right? So even we need to communicate from this subnet to the internet. Okay, if you deploy your server, your application, the end users, right, who are using your application from internet, they will connect to your servers. So if we want to connectivity to the internet, what we need to do, so we need to attach a rule line, right? So here the rule is 0/0/0/0/0/0. So the meaning for that means 0, 0, 0, 0 means any IP that comes from internet. That's the meaning for this 0, 0 means any IP, right? So if you give my IP address, here you will get certain IP, right? This is my IP address. So if you give here only your IP address, so that will get allowed here. So the same manner here we are giving 0, 0, 0, 0 means any IP from the internet can come to our subnet, and here we are giving the internet gateway, how they are coming from internet, right? So we should have the internet gateway, so we should associate to the internet gateway here. Choose the internet gateway, And here we are attaching the internet gateway. We are giving the roots internet gateway. Okay, so the meaning for that is, so if any user want to connect to your servers, you want to access your application, he will he will be there at his laptop or his server, and he will come via internet, right? even we are accessing this Even we are accessing this from AWS, right? From internet, right? So the same manner, uh, here we are giving the rules as, just if any destination comes from here, and we need to allow them to the internet gateway. Okay, so just save this. So what happens, this route table will have the so that this route table will have the entries, and this route table will have the entries, the route entries, like uh, this subnet can read the connections, can accept the connections from the internet, and even it can allow the traffic. We can communicate within the subnet. Okay, and this is a route table, right? Even we discussed that's the purpose of route table. It takes a request, it forwards to the subnets. So that's what exactly it means, the routing policies, the routing rules here. And moreover, we need to attach this route table to the our subnet, right? We have created our subnet, right? We need to associate. So everything we are associated. For VPC, we are attaching internet gateway, and the same manner. Our table, and choose your route table here. So we created a route table, right? So this is demo public route table. So just choose the route table here and save this. So here you will see the rules that we have created. Just save this. Okay. Now our subnet, now we are ready, right? So we have created internet gateway, VPC, and subnet and route table. So we are ready here. We have created our basic infrastructure. um, so we have created this route table, and the next thing is, so the NACL part. NACL means, so it's a firewall, network access control list, right? So network access control list. So if anybody, so for from internet you can see anyone can come to our servers, and they can do they can access our servers, right? So if you want to restrict anyone uh, to access your uh, subnet or your applications, anything, so we can restrict them at the network access control list. We can take it as a firewall, right? Suppose you can take it like, yeah, suppose take it uh, suppose take it, this is your home. Just take it as a, this is your home, and you have a one compound, right? And you have one gate here. Okay, so if just I'm here, if I want to go to your home, right? If any home, so for this home we need the gate key, right? If you have the proper key, gate key, then only we can open that and we can enter into your house, right? The same manner, what is we can take it as a compound where it is a security, right? That's the reason we will construct compound, right? So it's a security, and if we want to go inside to the home, just we should have the key for the lock, right? If you have any security, so just we need the permission, right? So the same manner, if anybody wants to talk to our subnets, our servers, they should get allowed first by the this is security. So network access control list, they should come via this rule, right? Then if they allow, then only the request will come to the our applications. So let's see that NACL, how we can create that. So here we have, by default we have the NACL rule. By default it will get created. Yeah, so if you look at here, we will create that NACL newly. Because the main purpose of NACL is we are hosting our entire infrastructure. We are accessing the Amazon has provided our their resources and their servers, their features completely on internet, right? So when we are accessing their servers on the internet, so we need dedicated network. And for the dedicated network, they look for, we look for more security, the companies will look for more security, right? So that is one of the reason these security features are there. So here, if you look at this, here you can see the, right, this is the default NACL, and this NACL will state that it will work on based upon the rules. So if you allow, the rule number is 100, right? And the rule number is 100, and the traffic is all traffic, right? So we are allowing all traffic. The source is from internet. 0000/0 means any IP, any IP from the internet can allow, right? So here we are giving allow or deny. So here we are taking all the IPs and all the traffic. Okay, I will show you that the TCP, UDP, ICMP, and all these protocols, SSH. So all these protocols, I will explain what are the protocols that we require. So I will explain you. Okay. So basically, we will go to, if you go to the internet, basically these protocols we will use is from browser HTTP and HTTPS, right? So if you open any site, right, that will be by default HTTP or HTTPS, right? I will explain you this all these things when we go to the application load balancers, the application hosting, all these, the protocols, all these things I will explain. But just for being time being, just understand the type. All traffic means all the requests will get allowed to the this subnet. This NACL rule will get have the that will get allowed to the traffic to the subnets. So this is an NACL, and here we are keeping it on top of the subnet, right? So on top of the subnet, we are keeping this NACL rule. If anybody coming to the subnet, first they should check this access. If access is there, then they are allowed to our subnet servers, our applications that we hosted in the subnet, right? So here I'm keeping the same, and I'm keeping the same thing here, and I'm using the same NACL rules, and I'm attaching that to the subnet. Okay, and this is the basic things here. Like we required, if we want to create a infrastructure, we want to creating a network components. This is a VPC creation, internet gateway creation, route table creation, and NACL creation, and subnet creation. So these are the main things you need to aware. And if you understand these things perfectly, okay, I think the 40% of the AWS is completed. If you understand these networking and these security things, I will explain the security groups and all when once we go to the EC2 concepts. I will explain the security. If I explain this, I think you will be in the confused. Okay, so I will explain the security group, EC2s and all. For time being, just understand what is this, and what is internet gateway, what is route table, how we can create in the AWS, and how we can associate, right? The route tables we will associate to the subnets, and internet gateway we will associate to the VPC, and even VPC will have the VPC main route table, and we are giving the entries to access from outside in the internet. We are giving the route table entries to accept the incoming request from the internet to this VPC network, right? Uh, yeah. So far, is there any doubt, anything regarding these networking components and all? So I will explain you the. I think we have few more. Is there the NAT gateway, elastic IPs, all these things I will explain once we go to the EC2, right? So today we will discuss only the networking and how we create VPC, how we create subnets, and so that I will explain you. And yeah, one more thing I will explain. Like we have subnets, right? We have created. This is a demo public subnet, right? This is a public subnet. Public subnet means the subnet will have the internet gateway. So this will have the internet gateway attached, right? So that the people who are from the internet can connect to their subnet, this our subnet, via internet. Okay, only when you have the internet gateway attached to the subnet. So that's a public subnet. Private subnet means this internet gateway, right? This entry will not be existing. Private means that is private. If you take this is the private one, means this private subnet means this will not get accessed by the anybody from the internet, because we are not attaching, we are not associating internet gateway to the subnet, right? So if you remove this entry, then it becomes a private subnet. So here, right? Yeah, I will explain you that once we go to the EC2 section. You will get clear understanding what is subnets, why, what is public subnet, what is private subnet, and why we require public and why we need private, right? Those things I will explain in the EC2 session. Um, yeah, for time being, just understand what is route tables, how we can create, and what is NACL, how we can create, and yeah, the rules based upon the it works on the higher priority, right? If you give the rules number 100, and even in the next rule if you add that, so the first rule will get applied. Okay, here if you look at here, right, this is the deny option is there, right? So on top of it we are allowing that. Okay, right? So whatever the first rule is there, that will get applied to the that will comes to the valid one. Though you have the many deny rules after that, it won't consider the deny. Whatever the first is there, that will take the higher priority. If you give the deny option, if you give the deny option at higher priority, that will take the deny option, though you have the allow option next rule. So this is how it works. You will come to know once we go to the EC to just understand what is NACL and why we need NACL. The route table, what is route table, how we create this, and why we need this. So just understand these things, how we create the subnets, the route tables, VPCs, and all. Yeah, I think this is more than enough to do the things. If you have anything, any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah.
హలో.
Yes, yeah.
ఇప్పుడు ఇంటర్నెట్ గేట్ లేకుండా మనము సబ్నెట్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఉంటుందా అది ఇంటర్నల్ గా?
ఇంటర్నెట్ గేట్ అవసరం లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్నల్ ఉంది కదా, సో ఇది ఇంటర్నల్ కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ సబ్నెట్ నుంచి ఈ సబ్జెక్ట్ కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వాలంటే మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ అవసరం లేదు. జస్ట్ విత్ ఇన్ ద విపిసిలో మనం కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వచ్చు. నీకు ఇంటర్నెట్ గేట్వే ఎప్పుడు అవసరం అవుతుందంటే, వన్స్ మనం బయటకి వెళ్ళాలంటే, మనకు బయటగా ఇంటర్నెట్ యాక్సెస్ చేయాలంటే అప్పుడు మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ అవసరం. మనకి ఇంటర్నెట్ అవసరం లేదంటే విత్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ విపిసి వీ కెన్ యాక్సెస్, విత్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ విపిసిలో కమ్యూనికేట్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఇంటర్నెట్ గేట్ అవసరం.
ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు మనము మన EC2 ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు ప్రైవేట్ ఐపీ వస్తుంది కదా. ఆ ప్రైవేట్ ఐపీతో మనము పింగ్ చేస్తే అది పింగ్ అవుతుందా, పింగ్ కాదా?
అది నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్, అది EC2కి వెళ్తాను కదా. సో అది EC2కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అవన్నీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాయి. EC2 క్రియేట్ చేసిన తర్వాత అవి ఎట్లా కమ్యూనికేట్ అవుతుంది ఏంటది నేను క్లియర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను ఇబ్బంది.
ఓకే.
హౌ VPC is How VPC is attached to internet gateways. Yeah, Sharat. Yeah, I showed you, right, how we can attach. Yeah. So if you go to internet gateways, right, and if you choose this internet gateway, okay, and go to the actions, and here attach to VPC, right? Because here the option got disabled because we have already attached it. So if you are not attached, if it is already attached, you cannot attach to any other VPC. And if it is a detached one,